to finish off with some breath work just to clear some of the heavy energy that we've worked through today. I have my heart chakra singing bowl with me. And so, if you would like to join me in 5 deep breaths to the heart chakra to help clear out this information and some of this energy, I would love to assist in that. If that's okay with you all.
Yeah, sound lovely to me too.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, beautiful. Well, I recommend that everybody find somewhere comfortable, find a seat, and I would recommend either lying down flat or sitting upright. Have your spine erect so that way you have a clear flow of breath. And get somewhere safe, somewhere where you can close your eyes and you can tune into your inner self, your energy. All right. And now that we are all in our safe places, I want you to imagine a beautiful white light coming down from the heavens, down into your crown, lighting up the top of your head, then descending down into your third eye, the center of your forehead, and lighting up the center of your forehead. Now imagine this beautiful white light continuing to descend down into your throat chakra, lighting up your throat chakra, and then finally descending into the heart, lighting up the heart and anchoring itself into the heart with a click. Now, I would like for you to imagine a beautiful golden light coming up from the earth to your root chakra and lighting up your root chakra, ascending up into your sacral chakra, lighting up your sacral, activating your seat of creation, continuing to ascend up into your solar plexus, lighting up your abdomen and your seat of identity itself, and then finally ascending into the heart chakra and anchoring itself into the heart chakra with a click as well. Now that we are anchored in our heart from the heavens above and the earth below, we can begin to work with that energy and clear that energy out intentionally. Now, on the inhale, I want you to breathe in fresh energy. Breathe in love. Breathe in healing. Breathe in hope. Breathe in those light and beautiful energies that will open your heart up and help your heart you bloom like the beautiful flower that it is. And on the exhale, I want you to release heartache. I want you to release heartbreak. I want you to release any boundary violations that have happened to your heart, whether it be by person, by system, anything that you've encountered environmentally. I want you to breathe those things out. But not only do I want you to breathe those things out, I want you to breathe them out as a sigh, like a sigh of relief. Okay? Right. So now that we have set the mood, let's go ahead and begin with our breath work. We're going to take our first collective inhale. Inhale. Hold it and exhale. Beautiful. Now let's take our second breath. Inhale and exhale. I release heartache, heartbreak, all pain. Third breath. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's continue. Fourth breath. Inhale and exhale. You all are doing amazing. All right. And for our fifth and final breath, inhale, hold it, hold it. Means more to them than they'll ever admit to you, and you should be proud of that. It takes a lot of weight, and it makes things a lot harder. Spend It's hard not to spend time in the room. My advice to you today is do the one thing that you enjoy doing. If it's sitting there watching TV, if it's watching sports, if it's playing video games, it's rocking out to music, it's going for a walk, do that one thing today. All the other responsibilities can wait till tomorrow.
Yes.
But
Hey, welcome back, guys.
kind of peace today, and that will help slowly release some of that weight that you're carrying, especially within that family. How
How are you doing today? I'm doing a lot
It's hard.
and
This too will pass.
a lot and a little.
So, when you're outside too, look for that animal that pops out for you. Yeah, if it's a bird, that if it's a blue jay that you've never seen in the where you're at, or if it's
We're sleeping.
or whatever animal
We're
it is,
sleeping.
see if it keeps popping up. Probably your mom watching over you, watching over your family.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
I am doing a clean out.
Alex, because I have a tattoo of a blue jay on my thigh for a friend that I lost when she was
And I decided to
for like for other people
and
that
kind of
steer
do
specifically hers. And I was called to try to connect to your mom code. Do you want to try to do that using a pendulum? I usually use a pendulum as my tool. If you don't feel comfortable, I understand. That's fine. That's fine. So basically, with a pendulum, you ask yes or no questions. We begin by attempting to connect by calling her name. What was your mom's name?
so I'm basically with kind of two or three things at once. I've been going through a lot and I basically needed to have some emotional regulation.
So then I follow up with a no question just to establish what yes or no
That's
is.
kind of what I'm doing.
Is your
Like,
Erica?
I'm refraining of the mind. Um, I've had a little like
Is your name Teresa?
depression,
Yes.
a little bit of a little bit of kind of everything. I'm rearranging my room. It's gonna get a little messy. I'm gonna do all of that here on this live. So today is I opened up my window. I'm letting in fresh air. I kind of want to I wanna I wanna change the narrative of my life for this week. I wanna plan my week. Um
She's really proud of you.
you guys can listen in if you'd like, but I'm kind of like uh this is part of my this is kind of what I'm going to start doing. I said I was gonna share my journey no matter what.
With you
So that is what I'm gonna share my journey no matter what. Um,
and your intuition
I don't mean it's
yourself. Why are you
and
doubting yourself so much?
with my autoimmune disease,
She says
it's a lot of weight.
you're not
It
like
carries
this.
a lot.
Are you usually
And
someone
this week I have gone through so much that I was at the point where
that's
I
like
felt broken.
to stop doing that? Keep listening to yourself.
Um, full disclaimer, like broken and empty is what it is. I felt broken. I felt
Is
empty.
that everything?
Um, I had to sit down and trace sources of my broken and emptiness. Um, my sources of broken and emptiness, um, it's a lot, you know. It is a lot. Can we do me?
Yeah, sure. Well, are we channeling your mom as well?
No, not my mom. My mom is still here.
Great.
Um, honestly, it's my granny
Granny? Okay.
or my
What was her
brother.
name?
Um, her name is Rose.
Rose. Okay.
Well, we call her. You want to know what we call her?
Sure.
Big Granny.
Big Granny.
Yeah, my big granny.
Okay, that's cute. All right. Are you with us? Big Granny Rose? Is your name Erica? Okay, thank you so much for being here with us. What would you like to ask your big granny?
Um, I just I want to know does she see me right now? Like basically,
She sees you. She sees you. You're doing wonderful. Sorry, give me just a sec. Okay. Okay, so okay. Uh, I replied back to you. I replied back to everybody in the comments.
I read them kind of late. My brain kind of cloudy, but I don't have too many words that I can even think to say right now. Besides to thank each and every one of y'all for even listening to me, for allowing me to be vulnerable, and just giving all the advice that y'all could give to me. I truly, truly appreciate that.
I honestly thank you for being here.
Actually, we're going to delete TikTok. Actually, it wasn't going to be today. It was going to be, this week. To be honest with you, Kush, with the energy that I saw something pretty dark. And so I'm grateful that you found us. I'm hoping that you can get out of that headspace and, you have found your community. Um, and sorry, I do have a little bit more from Rose coming in. She's saying that you're working on a project right now. I don't know what that project is, but she says to keep going on it and don't doubt yourself.
Okay. All right. I promise you, like these last couple of days have been the worst couple of days where I had like I was telling my kids like I felt broken. Like I told and it was my first time admitting that like I felt broken. And I didn't know what broken meant, but I knew that I felt broken. And I'm never the one that feel broken. I have advice or words or encouragement for everybody. I mean everybody. But when it comes to myself and filling my cup, it's always so hard to find the right way. And so I sat with God for this whole past 2 weeks. And like how he said he was in the dark. I laid in bed. I was like, am I depressed? Like, am I going through? Because I do have I do deal with depression when it comes down to my health. You know, that's what triggers depression for me when it comes down to my health. Um, I was like, am I depressed? Like, I've gone through a lot within these last um few years. Um, if I can be quite frank or even speak on it, like I feel out of place. I feel out of place. And so right now I'm on a journey to find my place, my own personal space in life. Um Last night I kind of defined a little bit of what that meant to me to feel broken because I felt lost. Um I've been I was a I'm, I'm gonna say was because I was a wife. I've been a wife uh for 15 years. Um and what last year I found that my husband had stepped out on our marriage. That broke me. It broke me like completely, but it didn't tear my heart up or my spirit. It gave me purpose to know that because I prayed, because I wanted to know what was breaking him, and he never told me what was breaking him. I asked God to show me, and I'll be well with it. And I was asking him, and I know health had been a big issue because his mom is sickly, now his wife is sickly. I had gone into intensive care and I had been taking care of his mom these whole 15 years. If not for me, who was going to do it? It was me. His mom, our kids, his granny, you know, his uncle. They're sickly. Um, all three of our children are sickly. It was a heavy load that we carry, a heavy load. But I had been carrying that load, and I can remember days where I I probably got less than an hour or two of sleep, but I was working, and work became stressful, and it became hectic, and work was a target. It was a target at work with me. And that's a whole nother subject. But I had to go to therapy from the problem on my job that I ran into. But at home should have been peace, and then all the health issues. So I was like, maybe it's everybody that's sick and he's worried about the health. Maybe it's that. And maybe it's draining us all. Maybe it's a lot of weight. And all in all, he had stepped out like one day or several days. I really don't know. But when he stepped out, I didn't know that he had stepped out, but I was like, God, show me and I'll be well with it. Um, because he won't be able to get out of what you show me. And God showed me, oh, he did. He showed me with the baby. And it was no way he could get out of a baby. But to this day, he had never said, hey, I did this, I cheated. Um, he haven't even said but my children put him out because and instead of him saying, hey, I did wrong, I did this, I admit to it, um, he was willing to take me out. He was willing to take me and him away from this earth, and anybody that was willing to come help. At that moment, my husband had never showed me anything but niceness, caring, love, everything. He had been my rock. So I've been lost. And and then I had my best friend, my best friend, she said that she no, my best friend wasn't the person. He had it was somebody on his job, random. But my best friend was like, hey, I'm gonna be a person, I'm gonna stand there for you, be a person. But I was very lost. Um, so in this past year, I lost my husband, my best friend, and I was like, well, I had nobody to really talk to on a level of understanding. Because my husband was my best friend, and then I had a friend that was, but I would.
So sorry. Oh, my God. They gone, or they actually? I mean, are they? You just don't talk to them no more.
So, my husband, we had to separate because of the things that he did, that he said on that day. What I have been showing my daughters and my son. What would I have been showing them on that day had I stayed? And they were actively saying, "No, Dad, you have to go. You disobeyed the rules." We taught them accountability. We taught them everything that we model what we teach them. We don't say, do as I say, and nothing like we
You
don't.
had to go. You really had to go
Yeah,
with that's just, especially the fact that he would have never told you the truth
yeah,
had there not been this more permanent component to it,
yeah,
right? Because he
yeah,
had the kid, and
yeah,
aside from that, you did the hard work of asking divine to show you the truth no matter what that led to.
Yeah.
And for that, you need to commend yourself
Yeah.
because yes, this is extremely rough. You're going through something horrible. You lost two people that were so important in your life. But 2 years from now, you're going to be grateful that it happened versus you staying in that relationship for 2 more years or 5 more years and finding out then, you know?
Yeah. But then I was faced. I'm sorry, you were talking.
Appreciate you, Alex. No, I said definitely.
Yeah.
What's going on with these?
Yeah. And then I was stuck in a position where I was struggling with my faith, because although I'm spiritual, um I am religious too. I'm both. And so I had to seek a higher power because I was like, hey, what do I do? Like, am I to sit here and, you know, because I do believe that in a marriage, you are supposed to do what you told God, and I was struggling. I was like, if I like we're separated, but in what is actuality in my being, you know, what is it that I'm supposed to do in this position that I'm in? So then I struggled with that, and that took me on a loop. Um, m- my son, um, he kind of went on a path of broken. He's autistic, and he didn't understand. And all of my children are sickly, and now my husband was. But here recently, we had a discussion, and he told me, he was like, had you not acted out um in rage, then we could have um we could have resolved we could have resolved the issue over the baby. We could have. I said, sir, you know, I think you need to seek God for yourself, because you're supposed to lead a family. You're supposed to be the leader of this family, and you pushed me to rage. You pushed me.
That's narcissistic to me. Yeah, he's not taking accountability. Instead, he's flipping the script saying it's your fault. How is it your fault? Did you go and get pregnant by some other man and then say, if the script was actually flipped, if you were pregnant by another man, would he stand right by you? Would he not be enraged?
The point, yeah, and the point where he was coming from, he was like, he was like, it's kind of, you know, he had gotten an apartment, and then like, he was kind of at the point where he wanted to kind of like, I guess, seek resolution for our marriage. And I was like, I'm willing to give you whatever you want at this point, because I trust in God. So whatever it is that you want at this point, you can have. And I'm okay with it. I'm well with it, because I have to trust that my my service, my 15 years of service, unwavered faith, you know, my dignity of 15 years have to amount to something in the eyes of God. And so, okay, and that's what I said. So here in Texas, okay, so if you want to go down the divorce lane, well, you have to file for child support. And so he said, it's my fault that he's on child support, um, and therefore they taking money out of his check for child support. They're doing all of these things, and it's my fault. And it played over and over in my head, because this is a person that I have literally laid my life down on the line for. Having his child, rearing his children, um, putting me on the back burner for 15 years. Yes. You know, and so during this past 2 weeks, you know, a lot of that has been weighed on my shoulders of saying, you know, God, I'm here, you know, I'm here in my purpose, you know, I know it. I know I know that I am a wife. I know I don't even know how to be a girlfriend. I know that for a fact because I failed it. But what am I to do with someone that seeks to tear me down, and then I see the rage because you still have it, because you're upset, and I have no malice in my heart or anger in my heart towards you, and I am the one that has been wronged.
What I mean, I don't know how old your kids is, anything like that, but if he a narcissist, like that's narcissistic behavior. What he do, and at the end of the day, I don't know what kind of dad he is for real or nothing like that, but
He's a great dad.
okay. I mean, yeah, it sounds narcissistic though, right? Because he's stepping out on you, expecting you to take all of this behavior that he's serving you and not say anything about it. Also, sorry, I'm draining my lymphatic system, so if you hear me shaking around, that's what's going on.
I need to be able to I need one of those. You got one of those shake machines?
Yeah, I got it on TT.
I need to get
It's
one.
really nice. It's cute.
Yeah. But you know, um, here recently, and all of that had been weighing on me. Like this week, the idea that you can you can do all of everything that is required of you, and still I was sitting here, and in my mind I said I may as well been a chair or a mirror to come and sit on when you needed it, to come and talk to when you needed it, and a refrigerator to come and grab food when you needed it, a stove, I may as well been a stove, uh, so that you can cook on when you needed it, I may as well been a bowl. Because the appreciation, um, went the appreciation went all the way down.
That's definitely well said. And now you have to decide, what do you want? What do you need from a relationship? Because you're not going to get it from him. Exactly. It's time to let him go. I ain't lying.
Somebody wants you to speak, Deputy.
Like at the end of the day, you feel like this. I wouldn't feel bad about nothing that I done for him. For real. Because you only being you. You know what I'm saying? That's your heart. Hey, listen, excuse me, brother. Hold on, bro. Listen, I ain't disrespectful. I don't know who you is, De La Star. At the same time, but it don't matter who you is, because no woman is better than bigger, no bigger, no better than nobody else. No man's bigger, no man or woman is bigger than the program. No, you got to understand that, and that's the only way the program gonna work for you. Any program, period. You got to understand that. Respect first, okay? And I've been respecting and I've been connecting with this brother and listening to what I'm saying, and I'm in here receiving what I need to receive. Listen, that's divine, that's higher than you. You have no business to tell me you're going to kick me out of here when this is my really good friend, my sister, just live stream that I'm in, Purple Rain. Don't talk to me like that. Drippy, I'm sorry. I'm not sure knows. It's just that sometimes people will come up here and they don't talk and we don't really know them. But I just told you. I'm sitting here supporting you. I am mashing this button
breaking my fingers, and I'm working on other things and I have kids and everything. I'm making bottles and I'm doing everything while I'm big supporting what's going on because it's way higher than me. Don't tell me that. I gotta go. You gotta go. When I'm going with my support and my big rich self or whatever the fuck I'm supporting, however I'm here, what I'm doing for my family, my love, my support. I fuck with her. The fuck why? I fuck with him. I'm supporting. That's all I'm here for. All that bullshit, I'm not.
You good, Drippy. Don't worry about it. You good people. You good people. So don't worry about it. You good. Don't get riled up. You Drippy good people. You gotta. It's time to. You know what I'm saying. Do what you gotta do for yourself. End of the day, you sickly. You got things going on. You can't continue to allow him to sit there and be narcissistic towards you and make you feel like you were wrong. You did that or third. And like I said, I wouldn't feel bad about doing nothing that I done for him. Because just like all the things that I done been through, I never thought I'd see this day at 36 years old and be successful as I am because I'm an architect. I'm an architect. I have my own company. I've been working for myself since I was 18. So the way I look at things is damn, all the stuff that I've been through, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going through things on the daily. But at the same time, I feel like God bless me to bless other people. And I have been used and abused by many people. But I don't feel bad about nothing that I've done for anybody because at the end of the day, they gotta answer to God for that. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't feel bad about you being a wife and doing what you needed to do. Because at the end of the day, that's that's in you. You know what I'm saying? It's in you. You're a genuine person. Don't feel bad about what you did for him. But at the same time, don't allow him to continue to make you feel like, oh, you was wrong or you should have did this that way or you shouldn't have felt like that. Coming from a man perspective, don't allow him to do that. Because he's gonna continue to tear you down and tear you down and tear you down until he can't tell you no more. And then, you know what I'm saying? When you gone, he gonna continue to be the man that he is. He gonna continue to do what he doing and what he been doing. And he
Yeah.
probably gonna do it to the next woman or whatever the case may be. But don't keep, sitting around weighing yourself down behind things that he telling you for real. What you done for him was in your heart and it was coming from a genuine place. And that's all you should feel good about it. You're not his mama. The things you've done for him for real, you really didn't have to do for him, but you've done it. So, you know what I'm saying? To say, to try to help your mental and to try to heal in a proper way, don't let no narcissistic people, period, play on your intelligence. And that's just coming from a man perspective, a brother, a cousin, whatever the case may be. But nah, he being very narcissistic. And I wouldn't really have, if my children is old enough, you know what I'm saying, if he's a good dad to them or whatever the case may be, I'll let them have that relationship with him. But if they old enough to speak for themselves, they'll have to just deal with him more. You know what I'm saying? He'll just have to deal with the kids. Till for certain things. Then me and you, if we talking, we're gonna talk about the kids and the kids only. But everything else is done for. You did what you did. I moved. You know what I'm saying? We separated, and that's just what it is. You're not about to keep telling me I'm wrong for doing this. Uh, if you would have never acted out of rage, out of stood, and we could have fixed. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't let him keep doing that.
And I kinda feel bad because, like, I feel like he waited to I don't okay, I don't feel like he waited. I feel like he felt that I was at my lowest point in my life because of my illness, because I am ill, but I'm not I'm not low, like, like, I'm not perfect, but I'm not low at all. You get what I'm saying? And I think that he thought that I was at my lowest point where there's no comeback. But I'm very much uh he see now that Like I I control the narrative in our marriage, and you know I've I've nurtured our life. Um,
What's cool is
so you know I think that he sees it.
I mean, I think you're at a point where you've given everything, right? And you've
Mhm.
got absolutely nothing in return but betrayal.
I did.
Kids, kids, man. And now you gotta take care of them.
And my children are older, and that's something I thank God for. Is that at one point in my life, when you were talking, and I was sitting and I was thinking about what you were saying, because at one point in my life, I felt like that um I wasn't gonna make it with my illness. I was fighting really bad to live. And, you know, he was there, like in my corner at first, like, you know, pushing, pushing, pushing. I think that he got fatigued or just, you know, tapped out, whatever. But Val say, you know, for better or for worse, you know, through sickness and in health and all of those things. And you know, it's just so happened that I was the one who got it first, you know, but technically I didn't, but he don't realize that, but he will. But, you know, like, you know, he have to live. You have to live, and I understand that from the medical standpoint. You must live. And, so, so, you know, so I became ill. When I became ill, it was really after I really, really became ill after I had our last child. Our child, because I almost did not make it. And, you know,
He should be able to appreciate all that.
yeah,
He shouldn't have nothing ill to say or feel about you, period.
no, one of his, yeah, yeah, you're so right. Um, and so I'm at a point where, like, you know, did you even see me? Did you see me bring us through points where we were so low? Did you see me bring us through points where you didn't even have a resolution? And I found it.
We'll say with a narcissist, and this is the unfortunate thing, the answer is no. They didn't see you and they don't really care. And the moment that you release that desire for them to see you, you will start to heal because they're not going to see you. They will never ever see what you've done for them or appreciate you the way that you should be appreciated for everything that you've done.
Yeah. And you know, I never seek, like, I've never been the one to seek something in return. What the only thing that I've only seek in return um was what was promised. What was promised is um honor, like, you know, um us, like, our, like, what I gave honor. When times when life was down, I was up. Like we were up. We were up. We never was down. If you went low, I went higher. If you went, like, you know, like, be my person, love me until I'm me again.
I understand that it's painful to not have that reciprocation when you are giving so much.
But that's what sparked my spiritual journey, to be honest. And it didn't spark my spiritual journey. it pushed my spiritual journey. Because I've always been spiritual, but I was more religious than spiritual. But it pushed my spiritual journey, and it made me take a deep dive. It made me take a deep dive.
They'll do it. They will do that, and that's great that you're working towards that because right now you need to focus on yourself and pouring into yourself. All you've done for this whole past time while you were in your marriage was pour into everybody else around you, your kids, your uh the mother of your ex husband. It's just you need to focus on you, on loving you, and getting to know each other, getting to know yourself again.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to focus on all the stuff that you put on the back burner to make a relationship work. And with kids, all those little things that you sacrifice along the way, you now have an opportunity to work on them and work on yourself. Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And that's why I was so drawn to come back, to come back here, especially when I heard them talking. And that's why I just kept coming back and coming back because it's something about when I saw these ladies, when I saw these men, like I saw y'all, I've seen a lot of you before, some of you before, in this panel, and sometimes I came and was in the chat and just kind of sat there for a minute or whatever. Sometimes it's goofing, sometimes it's just whatever, but it's really a step outside of my mind, step outside of self. And I often have to get outside of self. And so I can be able to really assess the situation because I can't see me when I'm in self.
And our minds can be our own worst enemy, especially if we sit in it too long, because we can play every situation out and we can dwell on certain past. It's not always the best one, and it takes time to recognize that and kind of see of like, hey, is this me just playing worst case scenario out, or is this me playing logic out? If that makes sense.
Yes, I agree. And that's why I I yesterday I prayed and I was like, I want to be intentional. And somebody said something about intentional. My word that keeps coming to me is intentional. I want to be intentional about everything that I do. Every and Perp was telling me, they were telling me about, like, it could be rearranging some things or all those different things. And like I'm disabled, but um I'm trying to get back on, being physically able to move around and stuff like that. My disability, I became physically disabled, and it's my stability. It's not like I'm on a walker because of, I have back problems, but it's being able to it's my balance. My balance messes with my stability. So, but the other day I took 6 steps. I was like, 6 steps. Well, 6 steps can turn into 10. I feel like, and 10 steps can turn into me walking down the street without a walker. And I want to be intentional.
Yeah, I mean that's really important. We're all in a different place. We all have different needs, and if 10 steps or walking across the street is your goal, then work towards it every single day. Then get up, and take those steps every single day. And whatever makes you happy, like whatever little thing, like makes you happy. If you can, take a warm ritual bath. Like be intentional about lotioning your body and loving yourself. Sit down with a warm cup of tea or coffee and have a conversation with somebody. Like just it's really the small things, and we don't cherish them enough. Even sitting down and journaling for 5 minutes. I have a journal that it's called
What
One
can
Line. So every single day, just one little jot of what you did. And before you know it,